YFM, it's 8:38. Let's take a ride to downtown Sebring to Statler Financial Services. Whoops, push the right button here. Phillip, are you with me?
I am. How are you doing this
Hey,
morning?
I'm good, just fine. Yeah, not bad at all for a Monday. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. You and I back in the seat again, huh?
Yeah, I know, back in the big chair. How about that? And I know you've got a lot of stuff going on. I don't know how you're keeping up with it all. These are fascinating times we're living through, Phillip.
I'm glad you think they're fascinating. Some people don't necessarily see them as fascinating. They see them as scary and other adjectives other than
Sure,
fascinating right now. But
sure.
hey, it is what it is, right? And well,
Right.
let's just kind of start out with where we ended up last week. Because it was better than what I expected, and I think probably better than what a lot of people expected. We actually ended up with some green ink across the board. We saw the Dow Jones Industrial 30 up almost 2.5% the other day at almost $750. This is a little bit short of $750. The S&P 500 up almost 2.4%. That was almost $87. And then NASDAQ up 2.3% or almost $245. So some big ups when it comes to the markets ending up the week. So some good news. We always like to end up the week on a positive note. And Scotty, what would be even better than that is if we can start the week on a positive note and then finish on a positive note. That would be incredible, wouldn't it?
That would be great, Phillip.
Oh, hey, it is Monday. And so Mondays, there's not much economic news that comes out. We have a little bit of stuff that comes out at 9:45 this morning. The S&P U.S. manufacturing number and the U.S. Service number comes out at 9:45. Tomorrow, though, we've got, it'll be after you and I speak tomorrow, but we've got the Case-Shiller U.S. Home Price Index. Consumer confidence comes out tomorrow. So some important numbers there. But I got to tell you, the big day is going to be Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday, Thursday's always a big day because it's jobs day. But
Right.
above and beyond that, this is the last full week of October. So that means that come Thursday, we will get the first estimate of the gross domestic product for the third quarter. So that will be interesting to see whether that number indicates that we're, quote, still in a recession, or is it going to show that we're coming out of recession? I will tell you right now, the economists that get polled by MarketWatch are saying that it's going to be a positive number, which would be good news for our economy. I'm not sure how they're getting to that number, but we'll talk about that and more come Thursday.
Right.
So that's kind of, where we are now. Then again, because it's Monday, there's not a lot in the way of earnings, but I did want to mention this. I think I have one earning to talk about, but here's the big news today, and it comes from China, right? So China reelected for an unprecedented third term. Never happened before. Jinping. So he got reelected, and that's causing havoc on the economy and the companies in China. We're seeing companies like Alibaba and Tencent down 11%. Their search engine, the equivalent of Google, Baidu, is down 12%. So they're really taking a bath this morning on that news of the re-election of Jinping. So the other thing, and I can't find the exact number, Scotty, but they made their announcement of their GDP number came out over the weekend or early this morning too, and I don't think it was as expected. I can't find the number as to which way it was off, but
Seems like I read somewhere, and I may be totally off base on this, but it seems like I read somewhere where they didn't want to release their reports here a couple weeks ago, but then they changed their mind. It seemed odd to me. And this thing with the president being reelected, that seems unusual to me too, because they had to see that coming, right? It seems like some of those losses would already be considered because it's certainly no surprise he was reelected considering what's going on, right?
Well, I guess maybe it wasn't a surprise, but for him to be elected for a third term, I think maybe that might be like if Biden was elected for a third term.
Yeah,
That's
gotcha.
not something that normally happens, and I guess within their regime, it's possible to do that.
Right.
But I think you're right. I did, now that you mentioned that is what the article that I kind of briefed over was saying, that after some delays, they did release their GDP number, and as Dave and I would normally say, that means there's probably some hanky panky going on as to what that number
Yeah,
really is,
correct.
from
Yeah,
that standpoint. So,
sure.
hey, on the earnings front, Scott, I don't have much to talk about really. There is one company, not one that you and I probably ever heard of. It's called Royal Phillips. And they are a Dutch medical equipment manufacturer. They had a better than expected loss, and they are also cutting jobs. They are going to cut about 5% of their workforce, which is about 4,000 jobs. So not really good news for Royal Phillips. They're trading down almost 2% this morning.
Okay. All right.
So I'm trying to think out if there's anything else to really kind of go through, and there's not. It's just one of those things that you get to Monday and it's not earnings season really taking off yet. There's just not a lot really to mention. Now tomorrow will be a big day because we got like 102 coming out after the market closes today, and then 190 coming out tomorrow between open and close. So
Okay.
so we'll have some things to talk about tomorrow for sure. So as we kind of wind up, Scotty, let's look at where we are at interest rates right now, because Dave and I have been looking at interest rates. We still have the 2-year Treasury trading at about 4.5%. and the 30 years at 4.32%. So we're still seeing an inversion there when it comes to interest rates on the futures. We've got some green ink today, Scotty. So maybe we can we'll start off in the green, and maybe we'll start this week off and be green at the close today. But right now we got the Dow up almost 0.75%. That's $227. The NASDAQ 100 is up about 0.4%, and the S&P 500 is up 0.7%. So some good news there. On the commodity side, we're seeing silver make a big jump this morning, up almost 1%, over $19 an ounce. Is at $19.24 an ounce. We've not seen it up in that range for a while now. Gold, though, is trading down a little over 0.1%. Crude oil is getting banged up this morning too, down 2% rather, $83.36. So good news there on most fronts, at least. Asia, we've got the Nikkei trading up about 0.33%. Shanghai is down 2%. Hang Seng, the big one's down 6% this morning. Europe is all in the positives, anywhere from about 1/3% to almost 2%. So some good news there on those fronts. So, hey, listen, folks, it's been, as Scotty says, it's been fascinating. It's been volatile, right? We've seen some ups, we've seen some big downs. We ended up the week good. We're starting the week what looks like good, but it doesn't mean it's going to continue. We've got a lot of economic news coming out still yet for this year. And the question is going to be, what does risk look like in your portfolio? That's why we developed the core retirement design to help people design the retirement they always dreamed of. Folks, give us a call at 863-382-0037 to schedule your core retirement review. And then join us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk, 730, 95.3 FM.
All right. Well, thank you, Philip. I expect I'll talk to you tomorrow. Dave's, under the weather. We're kind of taking it one day at a time, but always enjoy our time together. You have a good day.
All right, buddy. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right, you betcha. There's Philip with Statler Financial Services in beautiful downtown Sebring.
Hey, folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. I hope that your week gets off to a great start today. You'll join me again tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, have a great day.